Hello guys, you are welcome to my channel. So we are going into log, that is logarithms, and we have the question here to solve, which says simplify log 6 base 10 minus 3 log 3 base 10 plus 2 all over 3 log 27 base 10. So as we know in indices, where you have 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, this will give you 10 raised to the power of 4. 10 raised to the power of 4 means 10 times 10, that is 1 2 3 4. So 10 in 4 places. So logarithms is the inverse of indices or index. So when you have, assuming you have 32, you have 32 here, and 32 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 2 5 times. So if you want to write it in index form, that will give you 2 to the power of 5, because counting this will give us 5. So that is so that 2 appear 5 times. So this is telling you that when you raise 2 to the power of 5, it's going to give you 32. So logarithm now is the inverse of this. That is, log of 32 base 2 will give us 5. So what is log telling us is, when these two, when the base, the answer of log always what the base raise, that will give you the particular number which you are looking for. Like now, where if you are asked to find the log of 32, you think of what 2 will raise with, that is the power of 2 that will give you 32, and what 2 will raise to give you 32 is 5. So log is the inverse of indices or index. Another example, assuming you have 100 to base 10, and you are to find the log of 100 base 10, which means you set this thing to x. So now what 10 will raise with to give you what? So log of 100 is equal to 10 raised to the power of x, and 100 means 10 times 10. So 10 times 10 means 10 raised to the power of 2, and this is the same thing as 10 to the power of x. So now the base are now what? The same. You equate what? Powers. So x is what? X will be 2, which means when 10 raised to the power of 2 is going to give you what? 100. So that is log. Log is always the inverse of indices. So let's apply this in solving this question. So the laws that works in indices works the logs that works in indices work for log too, for logarithm. For example, in indices, when you have 5 raised to the power of 2 times 5 raised to the power of 3, since the base are the same, the power should do what? Should add. So when the base are the same, add the powers. So what work for indices work for logarithms. So we apply the same laws in solving this question. So, but before we continue, if you have not subscribed to my channel or turn on the notification bell, please go and do that, please. So now we have log of 6 base 10. So we bring it here, log 6 base 10 minus, and we know in indices or in logarithms that if you have log of let's assume you have log of 10 you have log of 3 base 10 raised to power of 3. So if you want to simplify this 3 is going to multiply with the log, so it's going to come down. So you have log base 10 log of 3 base 10, which means the power is going to move down. So you are going to have this. So in a situation where you have in a question that this log, you have 3 as multiplying the log, which means it's going to go back to be the power again. So in doing that, we know that we have 3 here. So this 3 is going to become the power of 3, because it was 3 raised to the power of 3 base 10 before it moved down to here. So we are going to apply the same thing. So with that, we have log of base 10 log of 3 base 10 raised to the power of 3, and then plus here the same thing. This is going to become the power of 27, and that is log of 27 raised to the power of 2 all over 3 base 10. So we have log of 6 base 10 minus log of 3 raised to the power of 3 base 10 plus, so now we know that 27 in index form can be written as 3 raised to the power of 3 will give you 27. So where you see 27, you can write 3 to the power of 3. It's still the same thing. So we write log of 27, we now write it 3 to the power of 3, that is 27, then raised to the power of 2 all over 3 base 10. And again, you are going to apply the power law, which states that if p raised to the power of 2 and raised to another power of 3, the power should multiply. So what you have here is p 2 times what? 3. The same thing you are going to apply here. 3 raised to the power of 3 and still raised to another power, which means the power are going to do what? Multiply. So we have log 6 base 10 minus log 3 raised to the power of 3 base 10 plus log 3. So now the power nouns are going to multiply, since you have a number raised to a power, c raised to another power multiply. So that is 3 times 2 all over 3 base 10. And we know that 3 times 2 all over 3 means a number without denominator is 1. So in fractions, numerator multiply numerators and denominators multiply denominators. So with that, we know that 3 times 2 all over 3 means 3 times 2 will be 6, then all over 1 times 3 is still 3. So which means 3 times 2 all over 3 means 6 all over 3. And 6 all over 3 is the same thing as what? As 2. So with that, we now have log of 6 base 10 minus log of 3 to the power of 3 base 10 plus log of 3 to the power of 2 base 10. Then we are now going to apply the law which states that y to the power of 2 times y to the power of 3 is the same thing as y 2 plus what? 3. Then y to the power of 3 divided y to the power of 2 is the same thing as y 3 minus 2. So in indices or in logarithms, when you are multiplying, the base are the same, add the powers. So what we have here is that this is log of 6 base 10 and log of 3 to the power of 2 base 10, which means the two of them have positive sign. A number written without positive sign, it has a number written without a sign has a positive sign. So here we know that this number here has a positive sign, which is plus sign. So with that, we know that this is plusing this, and in logarithms it means that you keep the log of base, you keep the log with the base. So this, that is log of 6 multiplying 3 to the power of 2. When you're adding, it means it was like this before. Then when you're dividing, so when you're subtracting, you divide. So that is divided by 3 to the power of 3, which is this. And with that, we know that 3 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 2, that is log of 6 multiply 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 2 means 3 times 3 divided by 3 to the power of 3 means 3 times 3 times 3. And this 3 will reduce this one time, this one will reduce this one time. So you now have log of 6 base 10 all over, that is log of 6 dividing 3 base 10, because this cancel this cancel this, remaining 1 3 down, and 6 divided by 3 give you 2. So that is log 2 base 10, and that will give us the answer. So guys, please turn on the notification bell and subscribe to my channel as we grow together. Thank you.